There are plenty of features in Support Studio K-12 that are very obvious help desk features, like ticketing, knowledge base, those types of things. However, one of the features that I think sets it apart is Radar. And Radar is something that we devised based on specific needs in our school district. And from my point of view as the technology director for the district, there were a lot of things that I received via email that were not necessarily a ticket, but something that I needed to keep track of, either in the short term or in the long term. So I might have things that I get an email about in September that isn't really going to apply until March. And so those are things that, I could put it on my calendar, but I really wanted a good, nice, organized way to keep track of those things. And so our solution was Radar. And how Radar works is you configure an email address in your Support Studio settings to be the recipient of your Radar items. And so, for example, radar@edtechirlacademy.net. Anything I send to that email address is going to show up on this dashboard in Radar as a card. And each card can be read so you can still see the contents of the original email. If you wanted to have something that wasn't an email that you still want to add to your Radar, you can do that by manually clicking Add to Radar and manually add something, including attachments. But that's just part of the picture. So in this example, I've got maybe 10 or 12 different cards for things that I've sent to Radar. And from here, if something is an item that you end up saying that you do want to eventually turn it into a ticket, there's a one-button conversion to convert to ticket. And it's going to take that Radar item and it's going to go ahead and create a ticket, put it in the dashboard, and have it all set and ready to be worked. Likewise, if it's something that you think is better suited to be converted to documentation later on, you can convert to doc, and it's going to pull up the draft of a documentation entry. And so you can go that route. Similarly, if it's something that you decide is going to be a security incident, you can convert to incident, and it will follow that same flow of converting to an incident. And that's great. That's great to manage it. You can archive things once they're no longer applicable. You can give it tags. You can give it to another tech to go into their Radar. You can add attachments, but the real beauty of Radar is to keep track of these things in an organized manner. And so to do that, we have Brief My Radar. And so if you click Generate on Brief My Radar, it's going to go through all of your existing cards that you have active, and it's going to build for you a briefing of the things that are in your Radar. So I have these, 10 different unrelated emails that I would originally have to go keep track of and look through and read through. But once I send it to Radar and do a briefing, it's going to give me an overview of those items. It'll also send me a weekly email reminding me of the things that are in my Radar as a digest email. And so this is just a quick way that, when I'm triaging my inbox, I can send things to Radar. And then if I just check in on Radar periodically, I'll have a briefing of the things that I've put on my Radar. And that's really all that there is to it. But it's a really super nice feature for staying organized with upcoming activities, events, deadlines, projects, all those kinds of things without clogging up your ticket system.